Episode 2 of Words, Music, Dance. I am your host, Paulie the Bull, and today I'm joined with two more of the homies. To my left, I got Jared.
What's up, Jay?
And shout out your social media, Jared.
Facebook, Instagram, Around the World 85, Twitter, The Dutter Man 85.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got.
You got your LinkedIn?
No, I ain't got LinkedIn.
You put you on with the LinkedIn?
I'm on it, but I don't.
You got High Five?
Back in the day, yeah.
Mi gente?
Black Planet.
Black Planet, you know what I mean?
Got me on Black Planet at something.
Right.
Did they even take me hint that down with Black Planet?
MySpace, you probably find me there too. I don't know if that's still
remember
there.
the password, it's one of those. And to my right, my boy Finney right here.
Partner in crime, you know what it is.
Go ahead, shout your info out.
I'm gonna give you my IG _Ghost84. Y'all ready?
That's
it, man. That's all I'm giving.
That's all you get.
That's all I'm giving.
I will put the rest in post production.
But Facebook is for the fam, chill,
Point
man.
out the bounce.
Yeah, but talk about Kaepernick and them in the NFL. Right now, his lawyers, whatever, say they have evidence to prove that there has been collusion. There is
That's what lawyers said?
Yeah, and I think it was like Thursday or Friday. The news came out that the owners, Roger Goodell and the owners, are being deposed. They're giving a deposition against them, and they're going to collect their phone records, emails, and things like that. Now, to me, that's weird because they're kind of giving them a heads up.
Yeah.
If you telling somebody like, "Hey, we're coming to get your emails and your cell phone,"
but you know.
So what do you think about like?
But you know, at the same time, when you think about, okay, well, I could easily just erase emails.
Right.
Didn't Trump try that same thing against Hillary, and then she erased emails, and then they found emails? So there's always a record of your transgressions.
Isn't it also like understand like, all right, you're talking about the president and the senator trying to go back against each other, and yeah, they're gonna go more in depth with that case. Understand, you're talking about a guy or individual, whoever, people who want to be president. Oh, we're going to look into that. So they're going to get their tech team to touch that. Now you're talking about, no offense to Kaepernick and all that. You're talking about a football player suing his team. Really depends on how much you're going to put into trying to find out who did what. You're right. That does seem suspect. You're giving them a chance to delete messages, dog.
They got the heads up.
You're telling me what you're going to do. Oh, word? Hold up, let me delete this real quick.
It reminds me of that Chappelle Show skit. Remember the Chappelle Show skit when they had it was the reverse with the usually like the Law and Order episode when they got the drug deal.
Yeah.
They got busting through the door and they flipped it. It was the white family. They busted and shot the dog. They said the white breast popped into his hand and the black dude, they let him come down to it's kind of like, hey, we're coming to get your cell phone on Tuesday.
Just letting you know.
Right, it's a weird
thing.
Giving
you an FYI.
Right. But all in all, with the whole thing, so let's just say, they have evidence. Kaepernick has proof, or his lawyer has proof and evidence of it. If they were to give him a contract to shut him up, to silence him, and he takes it, is he a sellout? Or is it a win? Or what is that? What does that do? Who want to take that first?
I'll let you go though.
Yeah,
because I'm smothering, right?
you look like you got something. So
nah, because I was telling Paul earlier, yo, how much? Paul,
no contract has been discussed.
Like he calling me a sellout, but he gotta understand, like, yo, yes, the cause, yo, I'm not rocking that, but you also understand where people coming from. They're gonna take the money, and I'm not trying to hear it say, yo, sell out here, sell out there, and taking the knee, but. When you come from nothing, yo, sometimes all people ever see, or all they ever gonna see is money.
Kaepernick didn't come from nothing, though.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm saying.
I'm just,
No, I'm not saying Kaepernick didn't come from nothing.
But we're talking about Kaepernick.
I get you.
Okay.
So, if it's another player, you're gonna be like, yo. But what you said is like, yo, his cause, his rights. So
him in general, right now, where we're at today, we know everything that happened from last year preseason. If he comes back right now with everything that's been going on with him taking a knee, the controversy with that, him not being on the team right now. If he gets his contract right now and comes back to the league,
but doesn't kneel,
either or, just taking a contract, you have dirt on the league. taking a contract is hush money to me. What do you feel that is? How do you feel?
I'm a bit reckless. I think I'm gonna have to blow up the league.
You gonna blow it? So you put the dirt out, but not take the deal.
Now I'm gonna blow up the league. I'm not taking the deal. I'm gonna do it because you know what?
Mm-hmm.
There was a ESPN. They did a quick clip, right, of how it was white guys doing the dream team, sports fantasy jump ball, right?
Okay.
So they flipped it, and they were like, "Yo, that's slavery right there."
Oh yeah,
mind you, I just happened to channel surf that, and I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Well, that's going more in depth, but
no, like I said, like I saw that,
yeah.
So getting to how seeing that, and then you're telling me that, and having that, I'm like, "Yo." How that can come about? Yeah. I guess I'm blowing up the league at that point.
See, I don't mind Kaepernick doing what he's doing.
Doing what he's doing right now.
What he's doing,
his philanthropy work and all that stuff.
You know, I support the brother, you know, wholeheartedly, and at the same time, he has a family to feed. So I do understand. I do understand.
Let the man have,
I do understand.
Let him have a pretend kid.
The man does have a family to feed. He does have a life to live. The man does need his money.
He does.
Now, if you're going to give dirt about the league, you can't. Well, once you cross that, you can't go back.
Right.
You know, I feel. Unfortunately, this is not going to be like when Trump had in the 80s the USFL,
right?
Or this is not like McMahon having the XFL,
right?
There are no.
That was horrible.
There are no real alternates.
Well, he got an offer from Canada.
He got the CFL.
CFL, yeah.
You know, that's the only alternate you're going to get,
right?
Yeah. But unfortunately, if you're talking about major money, major deals, major exposure, NFL is that. And as messed up as a system it is, we talked about it earlier. You sign for a job, you have to follow that job's all its protocols.
Yeah.
So if they tell you you have to do this, you have to sell a part of yourself out to them.
So speaking of that specifically, he didn't do anything wrong.
And he absolutely didn't do anything wrong. He went. It's an American right to do that. Like I see people on Instagram earlier. There was a post about there's an American. There was a United States figure clock with the American flag on it, and I'm saying, but that's against flag code, and people loving it. Bunch of white people loving it. But at the same time, I just happen to come in and be like, oh, so y'all love this, but y'all won't. I bet y'all won't love Kaepernick kneeling though.
Right.
And this is against flag code, and what he's doing is not.
Right.
So he's actually respecting the country by doing this. And granted, yes, I know he's going to give credit to that military personnel who told him, nah, don't sit. I'd rather you kneel, and that's out of respect for him, and so be it. But in the day, we're talking about a man that kneeled for a cause that is prevalent in America. That has always been America. See, everybody talks about how America is this great and whatever, and we have to, and how we're so great and how all these other countries are messed up. We never reflect on how messed up we really are,
or what we do to the others.
And he shedded light on how we're bad introspectively, not just outwardly, but introspectively to our own people. And he gets blackballed and shut out for bringing up an issue, which would make it look like a minor issue to some people, because it's honestly a minor issue to some people. Injustice for social injustice or racial injustice.
Well, it's minor to those that
don't live in our shoes.
Right.
It's minor to those who are privileged, though.
Well, and privilege is perception. You can feel privileged and still be broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So privilege is perception. You can feel better than somebody just being living across the street.
Point taken. Republicans,
right?
And I mean them broke. Backwater,
right?
West Virginia. No offense, this people.
But if you watch
shout out to West Virginia. But them backwater towns who are Republican, and they vote against their own interests, because that's just what they do. Half of these people are benefited from what they want to call Obamacare, universal health care, they wouldn't vote for him.
Right.
They wouldn't vote for that.
Right.
But at the same time, they benefited for it.
Right. So privilege is.
But Obama still wasn't shit, right? After trying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, privilege is a matter of perception because you can feel privileged over somebody.
You know what?
Just because.
And so before we get, how do you feel about the Kaepernick's initial cause pretty much being lost in this whole thing?
You know what?
Because before you get started, if he comes back to the league, whether he does kneel or does not kneel, a lot more people are kneeling now
For wrong causes.
for different reasons.
For the wrong reasons.
What do we think that he could get it back on track, or do we think that the league wants to keep him out to prevent that from happening again, and bringing it back up, or what do you think would happen if he?
That's
was to come
twofold.
As if you want to take this one first?
Please.
Yeah,
I got it.
please. Yeah, go.
That's twofold.
He ready to go. He got it loaded. He got it loaded.
No.
In the tuck. So
I got it.
go ahead.
Please, that one is a twofold question because what we have, I'm just going to address the first, or I'm going to address the last part, which is the whole what was being protested versus what is now being protested.
Right.
So the protest was initially about police brutality, social injustice, racial injustice in America. However, somewhere along the lines, thanks to President Trump, it turned to he's against America, he's against the flag, it basically just called the man a communist and a terrorist in America.
Well, not even just him. Trump
Anybody that kneels,
Yeah.
anybody that just doesn't do this is said person.
Fucked up. He did a good job.
He did.
He, not to cut you off, I apologize for that. But I saw that firsthand of how people went and took what Kaepernick did and turned it into something ugly. Because obviously where I work at. Where I work at, I don't even know who brought it up. I was busy, and one of these dudes was like, "Oh, that's like you said, turned into a communist and something ugly because he kneeled down to the American flag. Some of y'all not even American and y'all talking crazy about what he's standing up for. And then when we brought it up, I'm like, yo, do you even know why he is kneeling? Yo, they come up with something crazy, some wild accusation, something that's far from the truth from what Trump said.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't care for another conversation. I'm like, yo, listen, y'all over here arguing, y'all yelling for nothing, black or minorities or whatever.
Don't know.
And all I'm saying is that, yo, same thing you said. He did this for the racial injustice, et cetera, et cetera. Yo, they still wanted to flip that over. I'm like, what are you flipping over? All we telling you is one thing, but you have to talk calmly when you're trying to prove your point, because at this point
You don't want to come up as an angry black man.
but this is the best part. This is the best part. Because if you smile and you a dick, but you're a dick while you're proving your point, guess what? You're not an angry black man no more, right?
Listen, back to Kaepernick right quick. Well, back to the topic right quick.
Yeah.
Is he a sellout if he goes back? Yes and no. I say yes because if you do this, it's like if you just expose your girlfriend all over the internet for what she is, and you take her back, you're a sucker.
Yeah.
And I granted,
We've seen a lot of those on that
and I granted,
But you love her though.
That's my boo.
You love that. You love that.
It be like that. It do be like that.
I mean, because without crying on the internet, he's Tyrese in it right now.
Oh man.
Shut up.
So
we're not gonna do that right now.
You go back. You crying about what you want.
Right.
Because granted, you want to have your career. Your career was taken because you stood for the right thing. And no matter who tries to divert your cause, this is what you want to do for your whole life. You grew up wanting to be a football player. This is what you want to do. And granted, you want to do it in the NFL, not the CFL, not whoever else got a football league in the world. But you want to do it on the best stage with the best promotion. So, are you a sellout? Because
It sounds like you're torn. You gotta pick one.
That's what I'm saying.
I did say yes and no.
I say yes and no.
You can't say both.
Yes.
He gonna be
because,
both today.
Yes,
Ow.
because you know what the league is.
Right.
You can't hide and say you don't. I did.
And you
I
know you're not gonna have your best
I
interest
thought
to
me
come
coming back. I thought me coming back was gonna be different. That's absolutely false.
Mm-hmm.
You came back because you finally got a job. You finally got your job back.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I want to say no.
You want to say no?
Only because
I'm just
I
trying
want to
to
say you're not a sellout. Only because this was your job. This was your dream.
Okay.
This was your career.
Right.
You know, many people have fought hard to get to their career, had their career taken. And the reason why I feel strongly about this is because my mom had to go through something like that with teaching.
Shout out to Mama Hits.
You know, but mama, but she had her career, and then some bullshit happened, and then she had to stop her career.
Right.
Which is total BS, but that's the public school system.
Right.
And then, you have to do, but for her, at least you had other options to do. You have college to teach. You have other things. So, but for him, this man only got that. He has CFL.
That's what I'm saying. It's not true. He can go to the CFL. He can coach. He can go to colleges. He can do other things.
If they want that attention, and that's the problem. Is now no matter where he goes, he's going to have that attention.
Well, okay, let's say he becomes a college coach, and he kneels. Is there any more attention than college players kneeling now? Because they are kneeling. There's soccer players kneeling. There's people kneeling all across other sports. So is it going to be more attention, or the attention will be there for a couple of games? Then what? Then it's old news. Right. Unless something happens. Because, again, like we said earlier, people forgot what he was even kneeling for. So the act of him kneeling is going to be a hot topic, and when the season goes on, it's going to matter if he wins or loses.
There's also another reason why.
There's
also another reason why I think if he does what I'm about to say, then he maybe not be a sellout.
Okay.
If he gets,
so you fighting for him right now?
No,
you fighting him?
I ride for Colin Kaepernick.
I feel you. He was on my team. I'm a Niners fan, but however.
But thanks to my Ravens, he didn't get the Super Bowl. But anyway,
yeah, we got cheated, man.
But anyway, what if he comes back and he still is addressing that we still have this social injustice? If he puts the spotlight away from what everybody has diverted his thing to be and put it back onto the spotlight, then that part I say he's not selling out.
So you think he would come back to regain the platform?
I think he's coming. I think he would come back to get his job back, to get his money back, because he is shelling out a lot for his own cause. He has shelled out a lot for his own cause. But one, it's a career that he's wanted. It's a job that he's wanted that not many of us.
So you say come back for the job?
He's coming back. I think he would come back for that. Now, if they tell him you can come back, but you can't, but you have to not talk about your social issues, then the NFL just made a mockery out of their Walter Payton Man of the Year humanitarian award.
Well, I think they've already done that.
They have done that.
They've already done that.
Because he won one.
They were beefing with Donald Trump.
The NFL has made a mockery out of what a humanitarian is supposed to be.
Yeah.
This man has been a pillar and a humanitarian, and you made a mockery out of it.
Yeah.
But you want to say the man who does Papa John's commercials is cool. So,
well, that's a whole other topic. If y'all want to get into Papa John's,
we need to switch topics.
You want to control mass shootings in America?
I got a question for that.
You got a question for that?
It's more like a statement I had one through.
What's your question?
When I was at work, when I was at work, it happened to be the time that when you were texting, we were in the group chat. You were like, "Yo, what's up with the topics?" And it was just funny how, between mass shootings in America and you talking about terrorism and all that, right? And clearly, we already know what happened down in Manhattan. Homeboy ran everybody over. But yeah, we talk about Vegas, that shooting. Why is it that
New York, Texas, just yesterday,
Texas and all that? Why is it that it's real quick for a Muslim to be like, "Oh, that's terrorism right there"? Why is it never a case of where when it was Texas, when it was Vegas, when it was Colorado? Why is it none of that? Why is none of that called terrorism?
Oh, I would love to answer that.
And bet on top of that is, why is it that every time when we talk about it, the hatred always swings over to the Muslim side? Look, yo, what they did it. All right, I get it. But I'm not gonna swing over. It's just one nationality, dog. I need to understand, like, why is it that America now, yo, we just okay that? Is it because it's a bombing or a shooting? What is it?
Right.
Is it because of the type of terrorism that went down? Is it because it wasn't shooting? Is it because all we got to do is bomb people and we call it terrorism? But when we shooting people, it's not terrorism?
All right, stop talking. Let the man answer.
I'm just saying, both of y'all.
You running on.
Fuck up.
Go ahead, Jared.
I don't want to get my Stephen A. Smith.
Me
And be like,
Get it
just
on.
say, well, let me tell you. But it's a color scale. Everything has a color scale. And, you know, people want to play with it and whatnot. White people, I love you. And I have a lot of white friends
Just not the
and a
crackers.
lot of white families.
It's not the crackers.
But I gotta tell y'all straight up, it's a color scale to this whole thing. Anybody that is the color of this crystal to maybe a couple shades lighter than me is gonna be called a lone wolf, whatever adjectives they use.
Lone wolf,
Mentally challenged,
Or
a
the
misunderstood individual.
Yeah.
So forth. From the one's color scale from that and darker to as dark as this computer back, you will be called a thug, a terrorist, anything that has such deep, dark, negative connotations.
Disgusting demeanor.
And it's sad because I mean the person who even shut up that gay club in Florida, wasn't he somebody?
He was Middle Eastern.
He was Middle Eastern, right?
Yeah.
Terrorism.
Terrorist. Vegas, 53 people or more, because I have family in Vegas, and they said the pictures that you saw on TV look nothing like what it really looked like. It was so much worse than that. Man is called a lone wolf. But you have 8 people who died in New York compared to the 50,000 that died in World Trade. And a man allegedly screams Allah Akbar, because I don't know who caught that on World Star or anywhere, who just happened to hear an account saying a man screamed Allah Akbar and started shooting because he was darker.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Same way how Bill Cosby allegedly raped people.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of allegations in the world. But the man allegedly said that and then started shooting, but from 8 people, let's just say 10 people died that day. That's a terrorist. Dylan Roof in South Carolina went to a black church, massacred everybody. 9 people, right? Something like that?
Something like that.
9, whatever. My man got Burger King. It was never once called.
Wait, what?
Was never once called.
Said Burger King, yo. I'm like, homeboy went to a
It
drive-thru.
was never once. I think probably did.
Flat top is my enemy.
Shit.
Never
You
once
lucky they
got
go
caught
get
a terrorist.
Chipotle, man.
Never once got caught a terrorist.
Yeah.
But this brown-skinned brother right here, mentally disturbed and all, did that, got called a terrorist. And that goes to America trying to have its nuanced religious war. Because if you notice, almost every commercial now, there's a college. I can't remember the college right now. Something out based in Arizona. But it said, we're a Christian college. You know, we're trying to really raise the flag of Christianity versus Islam. And they have been doing that
Is it
since...
a commercial?
It's a commercial. It's a college. It's a college. And at the end it says, we're a Christian college.
Okay.
So I'll find that and shoot it
Send
later.
the link, yeah.
But you know, it's America, Christianity versus Islam. Remember, Trump repeatedly called Obama, who has stated repeatedly, I'm a Christian. He's a Muslim. This Islam person right here. So you're trying to say being a Muslim or somebody of Islamic faith is evil. When we forget, a few centuries ago, the Crusades massacred dozens, millions of people who did not say Jesus Christ was their savior. So we have this whole thing that Christianity means great and Islam means evil, but hell, this is evil as anybody else.
Good point.
We kill everybody and anybody who doesn't believe what we believe. But because in America, there's this idea that if you're Islamic faith, who people of Islamic faith serve in the freaking military.
Yes, they do.
So you're trying to say they're against their own? So I guess they're like Republicans then.
You already.
They go against their own their own beliefs.
Right.
That's what it is.
It's a damn shame that you want to call somebody a damn terrorist because of the color of their skin, because that's the terrorist color. That's the thug color. If you watch Criminal Minds or any of these other shows,
They're already profiling us. Man.
half of the damn, not even half, 90% of the people on Law and Order or in Criminal Minds who are actually based upon psych evaluations and other kind of real life stats are white people.
Man, nigga said Law and Order, bro.
I mean,
SVU.
That's TV.
White people
But
are the biggest threat to white people, but yet we are the threat because of
the
how
views
we
and
look.
opinions expressed by Jared.
The views and opinions expressed by me are only by me,
I would put the
thought
disclaimer
by
up.
me,
However,
and I have no problem debating this back with anybody
I'm
else.
not gonna always say it's like white people. I would always say like it's beyond white people, because sometimes people be racist against their own kind.
Yeah.
And despite all that, like even what you were saying before, like that conversation I was telling you about, it was Jews hating on Muslims, but there's just the
That
anger.
goes back
It was just the anger that I heard.
That deep. That's
even deeper, and it was just the anger that I heard on that. I'm like, yo, how y'all went? I know y'all don't like black people. That's a given. Now y'all flipping from black people to Muslims after what just happened out here in the city.
All they see is brown.
That's it.
That's it. You don't
That's
gotta see you're a Christian. You gotta say.
Yo, and I gotta love it when they feel like we're not educated at all.
right.
But then when you start using $5 words, I'm talking about big words here. They cannot and will not say anything to you because you make them feel like an idiot.
Well, that's what we hear now. I mean, I think I wanted to create this platform so that we can show that we can talk about some things. We may not have all the facts.
I ain't got all the answers. I'm gonna be counting. I ain't got all the answers.
Yeah.
I ain't got all the answers, but I'll definitely give you some answers.
Absolutely.
Very random
definitely
ones.
probably give you
I'll give you some random ones though. But you're gonna get them answers.
There you go.
You ain't gonna have me here being quiet.
Like I said, it's
So
Jared said before earlier, yo, the threat is this color scheme. And as our own color scheme, anytime you go anywhere, yo, you gotta laugh at the fact that people were scared of you for nothing. You can have a smile on your face. But you know the crazy part about that is that every time mass killing erupt, they white people. No offense to my white friends. I got a few of y'all. I mean, Caucasian, definitely. But, yo, they always plan it out, killing people. And, yo, when it comes down to
school shooting.
this skin tone right here, we don't got time to be planning no shooting. I'm sorry. We don't got time for that. We got bills to pay.
So to play devil's advocate,
Go ahead.
somebody got to do it.
Go ahead.
somebody.
What's gonna always be brought up is Chicago.
Of course, they always go back to Chicago, Baltimore,
They're always gonna bring up Chicago, Baltimore, certain things like that, and
L.A.
right.
Definitely.
So the term black on black crime or so on and so forth is gonna always be brought up, and what happens is that's spoke of in more abundance. So the shootings or the mass shootings and so forth may happen more sporadically or spaced out. Whereas in Baltimore or in Chicago,
Happens every day.
it's a summer and it's like they give us those numbers on a regular
In the
basis.
summer, that's an everyday thing.
So do we feel the issue is media reporting?
Definitely.
Do we feel because so now because the issue right now?
You made a reporter when you got fake news running in and out.
Well, that's gonna happen. We got real news, fake news. It's hard to decipher what's what.
Which is true, and you know that.
Do we feel it's a gun control issue? Do we feel it's
See, I never understood that issue. I never
Gun
understood.
control issue.
I never understood the gun control.
Well, so
issue.
I'm trying to just get to the root of it. I mean, I don't. We're not going to have the answers. We're not politicians.
No.
However, do we feel that it's something in America
It's
that
gun
can be?
control issue.
I never understood that issue. about gun control. Like, why the hell do I need to have an assault rifle for a damn militia in my house? And that belongs to no militia, and that belongs to nothing.
Why the fuck I need an RA-15 in my crib?
Exactly. We've been to the gun range. We've had fun in the gun range. But why the hell do I need to have half of those guns in my house to prepare for just the nigga outside playing music?
Legally, you're not supposed to.
That's remember when we was shooting the shotgun. And I remember when we was in the gun range out there in PA or whatever, and we were the only two strongest weapon in the whole range itself. You had to see it though, between him being the tallest dude and me being around his height.
That at 50 cal. That at 50 cal.
Yo, we took
the 50 cal when we was in Vegas for Lucha.
We definitely took the two strongest weapons. And mind you, everybody was in groups. So it was me and him just doing our thing, and they look at us like, oh, yo, we want to try that next. Like, first of all, don't be tough. After you just seen the two dudes just try to rock the most powerful shotgun, and mind the instructor said, listen, when you put it close to your shoulder,
it's going to kick.
It's going to kick. He says it's going to kick, and it's going to come slide off. Don't shoot it again before you pop your shoulder.
Right.
So understanding gun control is like, why do you need a gun? If you know how to use it, you're good. But it kind of brings you back into how we were brought up. You need to get this ass whooping. If you're going to fight, fight.
Well,
you know
people don't fight anymore.
No, which is true.
Nobody fights anymore.
Which
Nobody
is true.
shoots the
I'm
fan
not saying that. Like, yeah, nobody really gonna shoot the fan.
Yeah.
Plus,
That's
I'm too old. I'm not gonna get my ass whooped. I tell these jokes. I'm not gonna get my ass whooped. I'm gonna hit you with a brick.
Well, that's the problem. Everybody's afraid
To get that ass whooped.
So they grab a gun.
Craig, yep.
But you know,
they grab a gun.
But gun control, see, people, the NRA, I love the NRA because I have definitely owned a gun. But I also love the Second Amendment because owning a gun is definitely within my rights. However, I don't see the problem. See, gun control, people have this idea that gun control means to take out the gun suite. That's bullshit. See, gun control is about, does your crazy ass need to have a gun? And the answer is hell to the no. But
can they prove that the person trying to get a gun is a crazy ass? Can they?
No, because they never take no psyche vows.
Well, they do. You
some
can have those.
New York City, you
New York,
had
New York has that.
I had to go to the
But it's not hard. You got a gun.
It's not hard. Hey, hold on. That's not saying.
My point is,
that's not saying.
Everybody swear.
I got some
Everybody
issues
swear like.
in my closet.
Everybody swear it's like
You
the
know.
Wild West. Like you watch a movie, and
Des
I'm sorry.
and Troy.
Everybody swear. Everybody swear this is the Matrix. Like you and I out here shooting these guns. Like people, you know how it is. People want to shoot the gun the opposite
Sideways.
way.
Yeah, because
Like I'm sorry. That's
bullshit stuff.
But that,
you don't. Yo, they teach you. Don't ever shoot a gun that way. You're missing automatic.
Exactly.
yeah.
But everybody swear. I feel like gun control is like people just. Like you said, everybody gets scared. Oh, you're gonna take my gun away, and now they think they need to be out here in the OK Corral and start shooting. Who you shooting, fam?
Right.
You live in the hood, and the hood that's may not even be that bad.
Right.
Even if you live in suburbia, who are you shooting?
So
Who robbing you?
do you guys?
The cops are gonna be there in 2 minutes. I'm sorry.
Do you remember Sandy Hook?
Yeah,
So the kid took his mom's gun.
little terrorist.
So his mom legally had the gun. She had paperwork, all exams, whatever was necessary. She had all
Reliable
that.
for that.
He took her gun.
Very reliable.
So when in the matters of gun control, let's say for example, you have a car, license, everything is legit. If he borrows your car,
And gets in an accident or runs a red light.
runs somebody over, what have you, you're legit.
I'm liable.
Your paperwork is straight, but you're now liable.
I'm liable.
So we never say car control. We never say, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Gun control comes down to paperwork, licensing.
I like to.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, can we control guns?
Real quick. He
Yeah.
has let me borrow the car a couple times. I did not run anybody over.
Not this time.
There was that one time I did run the red light, but it wasn't camera.
See?
So I'm
Just
just
saying.
saying.
But gun control, because
This is that one time. I was going to Long Island.
But you know, but the piggyback off of that,
yeah. Because what is gun control?
if somebody got drunk and died, do they ever blame the alcohol companies?
They never do.
Never.
Do they blame Absolute? Do they blame
Never
Belvedere?
Because the warnings are on the bottles. So if the warnings are on the bottles, they're already
When I have
covered.
bought, we have. See, I don't know how it is in other states, and I kind of like it in New York. at least New York City.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take a certified class to get a gun. If you can't pass that class, you can't get a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And in that class, they teach you the penal laws.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't understand penal law and understand why you need to have a gun, because I'm not going to give the answers to why you need, the answer for why you need to have a gun, but
He want the answer.
I'm off camera.
You making it seem like there's something going on. Is there about to be a zombie apocalypse?
I'm gonna tell you right
If
now.
the zombies is coming, let me know. I grabbed their
I'm
hand.
making it sound like we need the cheat sheet, and you about to give it us off camera.
I can't give the answer.
So you part of NRA, you got something you come on.
However,
Let's get back to this topic.
We're
We're gonna talk about this later.
Yeah, 'cause
off camera.
I need to know if the zombies is coming.
No, we don't.
Fucking zombies.
I don't know. Walking Dead coming next. Or Negans, but
Listen, man.
the niggas.
I see a dude with a bat.
If I see a T1000 fam, you better give me the answers.
at that point, we just free ranging gun guns. But
That's
anyway,
it.
but see, like I said, it's if you need to understand why you need to have a gun, why you should have a gun, and I have no problem with people housing, handguns, maybe a shotgun, because for house defense. Whatever. Unless you got a job that requires you to have like an assault rifle, like NYPD or military, whatever. Cool. But I don't see why you should have those kind of militia type or military type weapons in your house to defend a house or to defend yourself. Unless you're going against Neo in the Matrix, I don't see why you need that.
Right.
Still losing.
If you're going against the police or you're going against riot squad, you don't.
Do you feel like having, because he just mentioned all that weaponry, do you feel like that old white man from Vegas, shouldn't have said that, but
Okay, not even going to that though.
That was my point, because
I just want to say, because if you don't feel there's a reason to have it, then is the issue that these weapons are accessible.
Hell yeah.
they're easy to get to.
Right. So
because there are certain states that you just walk in, you just walk in and say, "Hey, buddy, let me get a bubble gum and let me get that old wafer on
because
the
if these guns have intention, so Chicago's a perfect example. Chicago has a very high murder rate, murder by guns, and there's not a gun store in city limits.
Yep.
So the issue may be more so that the weapons are getting in there.
My man, it's just like drugs. How do we get that?
Right. The coca leaves and stuff is in Bolivia, and you know what I'm saying? So
last I checked, we didn't have planes.
So you saying that because the guns are so easy and accessible to get, we still not gonna call that terrorism when we out here shooting, making these things?
Well, we cycle back to that. I mean, terror. So I mean, we can look up the definition of terrorism.
My thing is to you is like, I definitely want to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Terrorism is we just blowing up shit, or like, what's your opinion? Like, what's your opinion? Do you feel like, is it just we just gonna blow shit up, or are we gonna put accountable to the white people who out here shooting these schools and out here shooting these people?
The definition of terrorism is the use of violence and intimidation in the pursuit of political aims.
Well, and that's the case because the man screamed Allah Akbar is not a political game.
It's not political. It's that. Now, if
That
you did
is
say
perception.
that, that's a religious aim, I guess.
But that's not a real political.
Right. So if that's the case, then
He's trying to put that as like, if he was in the court right now, they would have used that right there. They would have put that as political aim, and they would have fused that with
Right,
terrorism.
because they would have said, he was acting as an Islamic radical against our Christian views.
and that's the problem when the guy is dead.
Yeah.
So we don't know his intent.
Do you feel like the American people, I'm not going to just say Caucasians, right? You feel like they should be held accountable for, or at least be called terrorism when they do in-home shit like that?
By the definition, we need to know, like the Vegas shooting, for example. Was his intentions political aim?
Shooting out them cowboys? You damn right. I guess he didn't like country music.
So that's the thing. We don't know. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yep.
Yo, because I'm going to tell you right now,
He's dead.
had that been hip-hop and R&B, it would have been having a high night
But you know what's funny? But you know what's funny is people get shot up at the Labor Day parade
Mm-hmm.
We never call it terrorism.
What's about Jubei? Every year.
But
Yeah.
but we never say that. We never
First of
say
all, they get
terrorism.
shot and stabbed, and I'm never going to that.
But what about
I don't think they will call that terrorism.
what was it at in Virginia?
Mhm.
The alt-right march they had down there, the Nazis and stuff,
With the tiki torches.
the tiki torches and stuff.
Oh my God,
That got political.
That's
That was
terrorism.
political.
That got
They're not gonna
political.
call them. They're not gonna call them terrorists,
Right.
Fam,
His
So
was
you
that's it.
bugging.
By the
They run out here.
definition?
They run out here with these white hoodies.
By
By
definition.
definition,
Oh,
the
hell.
Ku Klux Klan, right? By
KKK.
definition,
They're terrorists, but
They're-
they not touching that. They not touching that, bro.
that's political.
I remember a week or 2 or 3 ago
Mm-hmm.
saying you are pro-black
Mm-hmm.
is now considered a terrorist group.
It's aggressive.
Stop
What do they call it?
it.
I forgot the name they have for it. It's
Please.
aggressive pro-blackism or something like that.
It's
So that's
something
what I'm saying.
about
So they're
being-
gonna make
when you're
that-
pro-black,
Yeah.
now all of a sudden you are being a terrorist.
Yeah,
However, they killed the Black Panthers.
it's real. It's real.
It's very real.
Yeah.
Black
I don't remember
Panthers
the name
was
of it, but yeah.
Black Panthers was diminished. They were granted you can say whatever they want, but they defended themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They looked out for each other. They looked out for minorities.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just black people they cared for. It was minorities in general. And I'm probably gonna be putting the watches for this, but still. me, this guy right here.
But I got your back on that one.
They looked out for minorities.
Ah.
And
He said, "Mama, not
they
me." Mama,
got and
not
they
me.
got taken out. They got taken out. But however, the KKK has been riding strong for over 100 years, and they not
and we
you
still ain't shit.
and you still can't kick them out. But anybody that rides for one Confederacy, which is treason, anybody that rides for neo-Nazism, which is Nazi Germany, Hitler, who I'm surprised I don't hear more Jews talking about that. I never accept it is what it is. We just have to play by the rules.
They tell you that it is what it is, but they don't have no answer for you.
Exactly.
So
They want you to accept whatever answer you get that America's giving.
What is given.
When they don't have an answer for you, they're like, "Yo, it is what it is." What does that mean? Sometimes.
It's always been like that. And it's always gonna be like that.
That's
Right.
it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I had to just bring that up because I just felt like that was funny.
Right.
I heard that argument, and they were like, "Yeah, I heard the Jews do get all crazy about the Muslim." I'm like, "All right, but yo, let's remember how the dude had all these AKs and all this ammo in 2 hotels in Vegas." I'm like, "Yo, but
I
he."
still don't know how you get past security.
What you
They don't
mean?
check.
What you mean?
They
What
don't
you,
check
first and
that.
foremost, yo, white man,
You're right, they don't
white
check.
man
there's
walking
more
in.
security in high schools in the city than
Than it is in Vegas.
In Vegas hotels.
Did he
Yo, it was a
live?
good hotel you went into.
Yeah,
in
they don't-
both spots, right?
They don't check either way. I've been to a
Nah, I'm
couple
talking about
hotels in
it was
Vegas.
like it was some name brand
Was he-
jump over both of them, right?
Was
He
he
was in the
from
home.
Vegas?
Huh?
I don't know.
Is he what?
Because if unless he drove to Vegas,
He drove.
There ain't
He
no.
drove. He
Yeah,
drove.
because I said
Yeah, no, yeah, I think he drove.
Ain't way.
Fly.
Nah, he ain't
Yeah.
fly. No.
But either way, even if he
they
got
say
the
he
guns
lived out there. He said he lived out
okay, so
there.
yeah, but even if he got the weapons there, the hotels don't check.
Right.
So
They
no
don't
matter
check it
what,
back.
First
they
and
don't check.
foremost,
Yeah.
He had the suitcases.
Yeah.
Nobody touched his bags.
Yeah, they gonna think it's closed.
First of all, he had ammo that was mad heavy. All he did was roll it in.
It's dirty laundry.
Yeah.
That's all they're gonna
So
think.
that's all that happened.
They don't check. There's no pat
But
down.
that's the
there's
problem
no-
though, because if it was us, they run and be like, "Yo, can get your back."
No, they don't. I mean, even if I've been to Big Hip Town, they don't take. If you ask them to, they will.
You know they're gonna be checking out.
But now, see, that's the thing. That so
You know they're gonna be checking out.
just like 9/11 made TSA and the checkpoints a little difficult. Do we feel that this may increase security in Vegas hotels or in hotels in general?
No.
No,
Because
they say they say anything more than 4 to 5 bags. You know, suitcases. They'll probably be like, "Yo,
for
check
one
'em."
person, for
One
one
person.
person, then yeah, they may do something. But what can you really do?
Right.
It's still my personal problem.
Right.
It's not an airport. I'm not going to plane. You know,
This is my luggage, man. You're gonna take it
my
and you're gonna
luggage.
keep moving.
Right.
exactly. So
And remember, you can disarm a gun into different pieces. You can have
now, however,
you can put
you
one
need
there.
to put some common sense, which is not so common. But if I'm checking in for 3 days and I got 4 bags, there is something wrong with this picture.
I mean,
Yo, what was it that he hacked security?
Do they
he
even
hacked
see?
the cameras or something like that?
did he need to? For
Nah, his end game was that he saw the cops coming his way.
Oh.
Was it that he saw? I don't know how he saw them coming their way.
Well, you got a nice little clear view of everything that's going on.
Right.
Nah,
he
he
was
talking about the
up top.
hallway. He talking about the hallway part.
Oh.
The hallway part. He saw them coming and he shot himself. Legend.
He probably
Exactly.
heard. He probably
Legend.
heard. He probably heard. You know,
He heard the ruffles like, yo, we
if he
don't
did
let it
shoot
flow.
himself, he did shoot himself. But you know, if he
Well,
heard
that's
the
what
noise
said.
coming, and that's honestly that's the most pussy shit, you know. And I'm sorry, mamas all around the world for hearing me say that. and my mom is always talking to me about the narrative of the word bitch, how it's only referred to in feminine sense, and I don't. And the same thing for the P word and so forth. But honestly, that's some real.
Bitch nigga shit.
That's some real bitch shit though, because you want to kill other people and then kill yourself.
Because in the beginning you start off being tough, being a killer.
I mean, is it tough or is he on a kamikaze mission?
If you kamikaze, kill your damn self.
What he wanted, but that's what I'm saying. I can't speak for the mind of that man. However, if he wanted to make a statement and then just go out with that statement, that's what he did.
But he went out with a bang, all right.
Right. So
Sure
that's what I'm saying.
enough.
I don't know. Like, for example, if terrorists hijack a plane or suicide bombers or whatever, that's their mission.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't think of their mind, but that's their plan. That's their goal. I'm
now
gonna die for a cause, whatever the
now
cause is.
That is terrorism when you say I'm hijacking a plane and I'm doing this because I want death to America. Because
So to go back to 9/11, they never said that, or I mean that's a whole can
I
of
got a
worms,
whole
loose change,
thing
bunch of
about
documentaries and
that.
Yeah, we
things.
can definitely say for later.
Yeah, conspiracy topic on another day. But
yeah, that's another
the guys that did it,
Episode 3.
they didn't leave a manifesto or anything like that. So even that, is it political?
So what about? How do we know?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because that's a
Right,
whole.
we're not
that's
going to
a
go
whole
down there. We're not going to go down there.
I want to talk about the mind of
how
the
do
person.
we know any of all that happened? Because everybody on that plane died.
And that's my point.
You're never gonna. You're never gonna know. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You're right.
You're never gonna know what a person is thinking because you're not there. And
Right.
in the grand scheme of things, all we know is what we heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said before, yo, we didn't know the mindset of the white dude. He had all them guns. Granted, we are at a point now where we can't perceive real news from fake news.
That's true too.
Now at the same point, all right, yo, dude had all these guns out here, strapped for war. Buy him
guns
damn.
like-
So his plan may not have been to get away. He might have been ready to. His fate was, I'm gonna die in this incident. So I can't call him a bitch or anything like that because that might have been his goal.
You
I'm
ain't,
gonna go out
yo,
with this.
let me tell you, you ain't calling the same nigga a bitch who had all these guns trying to kill you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're a bitch because it's how you clocked out of the game.
Yeah.
That's what you're really doing. You're calling the man a bitch because the way he clocked out.
He took his own life. He didn't let them take him out.
That's what I'm saying. You're calling him a bitch because he clocked out on his terms.
That-
He clocked out by killing himself.
Somebody sees the other way.
Calling
though.
him a bitch because he clocked out while also taking out other people. See, if you just suicidal,
I'm calling a nigga a bitch for trying to kill kids.
Again,
But which we could always.
that was a
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I
okay.
meant that in general
Oh,
term.
okay.
But you can also flip it as like, who else have you killed? Like you're killing old people. Yeah, like I'm saying.
again. It's
I'm
all,
not,
it's all perspective.
Yeah, so
It's all
that's
perspective.
I should want to change that. My perspective, if you run around here trying to kill these kids,
Yeah.
you're a bitch. And you're a bitch for clocking out the way you do because you can kill yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he is right though, because if you really want to talk about homeboy from NYC, they got him.
They got him.
They got him.
Right. So the cops.
But you ain't calling him a bitch for killing all them people.
The cops are heroes.
But yet they got it.
So the dude
but
in
yet,
Vegas,
that's
they're not a
funny
hero.
as shit. He said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But cops in NYC are heroes.
Right.
They take out homeboy.
That's what I'm
skin
saying.
tone. Yo, you take out home. Well, he took out himself.
Right.
But he ain't no terrorist.
So they didn't get a chance to be a hero.
But he ain't no exactly. They didn't get a chance to be a hero. And he ain't no terrorist because he white. Damn, isn't that some funny
So
shit?
the story changes. That's what I'm saying. So the perspective of it kind
And then Paul is right.
Meanwhile-
Paul is right. We're not there to know, so we have no idea how any of these stories go down. Because we're only told what we want to be told and what makes us safe.
the
Right?
terrorists in Charlottesville rolled strong. Because if you're going to protest the idea that they're taking down Robert E. Lee's, the Confederate General's statue, that is political.
That is political. So again, by
if
definition,
you go there to enforce and ride with tiki torches and whatever, and to menace, by definition, they're terrorists.
Yep.
But then they will be called terrorists.
Nope. Donald Trump called them pretty good people, pretty decent people.
Yeah,
there was wrong on both sides.
Yet I can never understand that. Why is it that the white people always? No offense to my Caucasian friends. So, my thing is that why is it that it's okay? I can never get it, bro.
It's okay.
Shit like that. That's not called terrorism, though. But yet, motherfuckers look at us. Yo, we're beyond evil. I can never get it.
I mean, for clarity, they don't say it's okay. They downplay it.
Okay, so I'll take it back. Yeah, take it back. Why is that shit like that getting downplayed?
Because the media controls the narrative.
And honestly, the government controls the media.
There you go.
Already.
Or the media controls the government. Again, we can go down the rabbit hole.
And flip-flops, probably.
I mean,
flip-flops Miami.
Who owns who, you know. So let's wrap that one up.
Kaepernick's supposed to be signing or not signing?
It's supposed to be soon.
So
it's supposed to be, you know,
allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't, you know, that's just something
we'll know.
That's just something to look out for as the days go by, you know. But like you know, kind of the summation of all the topics we talk about today is kind of just popularity, media's control over the world, kind of now. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about the dirty old men. We got, you know, people afraid to come forward because of. You got people afraid to come forward. People afraid to take it to trial.
People think.
But you gotta see. He's right about that. Like the grand scheme of thing is that you never have the full information. You get what you get, and he or whoever is the one telling you what the information is.
The media. The media
is the one giving you the information that you have no idea because you're not there.
Right.
And you would never know if it's just for entertainment. In other words, you have to use your power of deduction at this point. You're smart enough.
And that goes to Trump talking about fake news, real news, what have you.
Mind you, he could definitely control that fake news.
If you say everything is fake, I gotta kind of pick and choose or just take your word for it, whatever. Some of that might be real. A liar is gonna tell the truth every now and then.
Word.
Any liar is gonna tell you the truth every now and then. So the diversion is just saying it's all fake. And now I don't trust none of it. Cool. But when I tell you the truth, you're going to be like, he's lying.
Just to make you paranoid.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, but a lot of times when he says it's fake news, it's things that's about him. Huh?
I would definitely believe it is media control. Because even when you talk about mass shootings, that's media control. You're gonna get what you get. That first story that comes out, you're going to listen to that. But then the second and third, fourth story, it changes.
Where's the camera? People die every day, B.
Word. We got to remember there's 6 major companies that control media. You know what I'm saying? There's Disney, Warner Brothers, CBS, so on and so forth. And then under them are a bunch of subsidiaries. And we're at a point now where Disney is about to purchase Fox.
Yeah.
And Fox was owned by News Corporation, who was like one of the biggest, if not the biggest news at the world at the time, and it was like radio and so on. So, you know, if we got 6 companies that control, there's thousands of channels on TV and radio, and there's only 6 companies that run that. We got to think about that and say the stories are being told is being told by the same person.
Yeah, because I think what CNN, NBC,
it's all owned by somebody. NBC, that's Universal.
All of them.
That's Universal. So CNN is what, Turner. Then I think that's under somebody bought them out. Turner gave that up. So it's all owned by somebody else.
Right.
So we're getting the same story from the same people,
but told different ways.
Yeah, so we could, and a lot of times, a lot of people like to get caught up. A lot of people like to get caught up in, you know, CNN is for these people, and then Fox is for these people. But it's like maybe it's meant to be that way, because when we look at politics and stuff in general, there's always 2 sides. There's Democrat, Republican. There's Bloods and Crips. There's CNN, there's Fox. There's always red and blue. Is that how it's meant to be? And I don't want to get too far into that because that's when we start talking about Illuminati and a bunch of other stuff, which we're not going to do.
Which, if y'all want to pick this show up, holla at me.
What show is this.
It's yours, but I mean, I don't want to
You're
do
your own
Illuminati.
family.
I didn't say all that.
First of all, he didn't.
I mean, do you want to be
He
Illuminati?
just put it out there. No.
See, that's what I'm saying. Holla at me then.
See? So perfect. So we're gonna recap with sellouts. Sellouts, which I would not be. Do we feel Kaepernick would be a sellout if he signed a deal with the NFL? Yes or no? You said you
say yeah, fam.
I gave an argument for both.
and I just say which one leans towards more favorable.
He taking that money. He
If
taking
he takes the money, he's a sellout.
If he takes the money and gives up the cause, yes.
You
damn money.
and you all for him being a sellout. I think he'll be a sellout. And
He gonna
I'm
be a
not with
sellout if he take the money, of course. We all know
it.
that.
So then I think that would be a wrong move if he signs a contract with it.
You feel like gonna be a wrong move if he take.
If he comes back to the
You
league,
think he gonna do that?
I don't know. Because right now, again, going back to the media, we're being told
That's what he
wants, and we haven't heard from him. We haven't heard from him
It's
yet.
hard we ever heard from
I
him.
guess we're gonna see in a few days or in a few
Right.
weeks, whichever one see fit.
And also with the media, lone wolves versus terrorists,
All depends on the color scale.
which I love that Peter Griffin meme. That
meme
that
too.
is exactly
I love that
what it
meme.
comes down to. And hip hop today is also, I mean,
Popularity.
it's popularity, media. I mean, we're all being told, what to think with it. And
Whether their relationship is real or fake, we don't care. But
Nah, not
it's
at all.
all about popularity. Everybody loves reality TV, and that's what and that's
It's
what we
all
want to
for-
give people.
It's all for the gram, and unfortunately, you're right about the color scheme and about terrorism versus. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the lone wolves.
Ain't about dirty old man.
Well, prove it
if you can.
if you can.
Yeah. Speaking of media, feel free to hit us up on all social media. You can comment below at 2021 Vision across Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you have any comments you want to put down there, feel free to do so. Also on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Google Play. And if you want to be a part of the conversation, you can send a video in of a minute or less that to be shared across all social media at 2021vision@outlook.com. And see you next week.
Gentlemen.
Visionary in the building. Yo.